Hello everyone, this is Mr. Nash.
And Ms. Garofalo.
And we are going to be working on writing mechanics today. And our target here is that good researchers give credit to their sources by knowing the code of citations. So when you're doing your citations, you use someone else's work, and we're expecting you to give that person credit for doing all that hard research and work that you're borrowing from them for your own work. In order to do that correctly, you need to know the code of proper MLA citations, and Ms. Garofalo is going to share with you how to do that. And it's much easier than this code that looks right here. It might look all jumbled up, and it might look like that at first, but at the end of this video, the MLA code, I think, will look pretty clear. All right, so let's get started here.
Okay, so things to look for when cracking a style code. So we want you to think of just codes in general and how you solve codes, how you figure out what they're trying to tell you. So how many parts are in the code? When you're looking at that, you want to look at what is each part telling you, what kind of information is there. Is there punctuation in the code? So periods, commas, colons, semicolons, all of that's very important. Does it have any special formatting, italics, underlines, all of that kind of thing? And then what order does the parts go in? Now I want you to think of it like your mailing address as a code. So a mailing address is a code you've known for a very long time, and you know that those are all parts. The 46 Middle Butcher Road, Ellington, Connecticut 06029 for the school's address. 46, you know, is the street number. Middle Butcher Road is the street. We don't label each parts of the codes because you just know that now. So hopefully by the end of this you will just know the different parts that fit into an MLA code. So here is a code that I made up. I want you to try to look at this, look at all the different parts. Like I just showed you, look at the punctuation, look at the order they're in, look at the formatting. Can you crack this code?
So what we want you guys to do right now is pause the video, and on your piece of paper that you should have with you that you're going to, or on your reflection journal or whatever it is, we want you guys to pause the video and write down what you think this code is. So pause now and do that. Okay, so now we're going to reveal the code and match up and see if you got it correct. The code.
So hopefully you came up with that this is all about music, and the first part of the code had the artist's name, and it's written in very special formatting. So it's last name, comma, first name. The letters of the name are, the first letters are capitalized, and then there is a period at the end. Now notice with pink, it's an artist that's just one name, so you just write that name as it is. That would also go true if it's a music group that has more than one name. Then you would write the name just as it is. So the band Perry would be just the band Perry, capital T, capital B, capital P, as it is.
Yeah, it wouldn't be Perry, comma, the band, because it's not a first and last name.
Or like Leonard Skinner would not be Skinner, comma, Leonard.
Yes.
That's the name of the band, just goes straight as it is. If Bruno Mars and let's say Justin Bieber wanted to write a song together, you would list them, the first person who's listed on the track would go Mars, comma, Bruno, and Justin Bieber. The second name would just go as it is. So that's what you do if you have more than one person. And if it's three people, the third person's out of luck. You just write Mars, comma, Bruno, and Justin Bieber, E-T space A-L. So for et al, everybody else. All right, the next part of the code is the song title. So hopefully you notice that that is written in italic letters. Look at all those nice capitals at the start of each word in the song title, followed by a colon. There's your punctuation, the two dots. Then we have the album title in capital letters with the first letters are capitalized, comma, and then the year the song was released, period. Very important to get that last bit of punctuation. So that's this code. Hope you cracked it.
Okay, so now we have a sample. We want you to try it.
Yes.
So using the code that Ms. Garofalo created, that was one that she came up with, this is an album, Taylor Swift. You see the album title is Red. And here are some of the songs in the album. On your paper, we want you to create a proper entry using the code that Ms. Garofalo just shared with you. So pause the video and do that now. Okay, so you should have an entry on your paper, and we're going to check that to see if you understood this video. And then we're going to have you try one more. So here's another album, this one by One Direction, a group favorite, I believe. Okay, so here is the album, One Direction. It's called
Take Me Home.
The album title is called Take Me Home, and here are some of the songs in the album. So create an entry using Ms. Garofalo's code for one of those songs. And pause and do that now. All right, so we'll be checking that to see if you understood Ms. Garofalo's code. let's move on to a actual example. So this is the real code now.
So yeah, so you're going to take what you learned from my code and translate it into the real MLA book code. This is nothing you should have to memorize. What you're doing today is just taking examples and translating it to other examples. And I think if you can do that, then you'll be fine. There's nothing you ever have to memorize. All these examples and the code will be provided for you. So looking at this one now for books. Learn what you used from the music one. Can you crack this code? We want you to pause and write it down.
Okay, so hopefully you were able to pause the video and see that the code is very similar to the music one. You had the author, last name, first name, period, the book title, italics with a period, the place it was published, the city. And if it's not a city that is like New York, we know where that is. But what if it was like, I don't know,
Ellington?
No one would know where that was. So
you have to put the state in too. So if it's a city that's not a well-known city, there's a lot of nonfiction books published in a city in New Jersey, Berkeley Heights, New Jersey. So you would put Berkeley Heights, comma, NJ, colon.
No need to do that for New York.
No need to do that for New York, or Boston, or Chicago, Los Angeles, London. Those are the popular ones.
A colon here, then the publishing company, a comma, the year it was
copyright, the publish.
Publish, and then a period, and then want to talk about what this means here? That's a little weird.
So that is the medium of publication. So what format did you read this book in? Was it an ebook, a print book, an online book? So if it's online, you write web, ebook, or print. Those are probably the three that you would be most likely to use. Now, all of this information is found in print books on that first or second page, the title page and the copyright page. If you need help, please ask.
Okay. And now here is the MLA code, the real one for websites.
So this starts to get a little trickier, but hopefully there's a progression of learning here, and you're seeing that you can start to figure out what these pieces are. The trick with websites is it's not as clear-cut. It's not easy to find this information sometimes. So you have to look and see, is there an author? A lot of times there's not one clearly listed.
Like for the second one here.
Yeah, so the first and the last one, there was an author. Then sometimes there's an article title on the page that's different from the whole page website title. So if there's an article title, that goes in quotation marks versus a web page title, which goes in italics.
So you can notice here this one has an author, an article title, a website. Yeah. This one just has an article title, a website. This one's just a website, no article title. So it varies.
It varies.
Well, we've given you some help.
Yes.
So maybe you can try to crack this code now.
Try to crack the rest of it.
Okay, now that you've tried that, let's take a look at the MLA code, the final version of it. So this is up in my classroom and in the library.
This is hanging in the library. It's on the library website. It's in a lot of classrooms. These are the most popular types of codes that you will have to crack when you are pulling information for different projects and research. These are always provided for you. Like we mentioned, it's nothing you have to memorize. I do want to make a quick note about EasyBib. So sometimes you might want to use EasyBib to help you with cracking this code. Please keep in mind it's helping you, it's not doing it for you. You still need to know what it's supposed to look like. And sometimes I think it's easier to just, especially with print books, it's easy to just type it out.
The book is pretty simple.
You figured out that code pretty quickly, I'm sure. So sometimes with that, it's easier than using EasyBib to just type it. But EasyBib can definitely help you with websites and database. Just make sure you know what it's supposed to look like. Ultimately, you are responsible for having it correct.
Okay, good. Well, thank you, Ms. Groffel. I think that's good. Hopefully that helps you understand what an MLA citation is all about and how to make one. And once you know the code, you just fill in the appropriate information. It's pretty simple. So good luck with your citations. Thank you for watching this video, and you'll get credit by showing us the different activities we asked you to do.